I told my friend why I don't want to date him, and our friends are saying I broke him. Am I the a-hole? Original post. So I, 21 female, have a friend of 10 years, Mark 23 male, who called me yesterday asking to meet him for lunch because he had something important to discuss with me. I had free time, so I agreed. I met him there and joined him. We had lunch and talked a little about random things. Then he cleared his throat and started speaking. He first told me that he didn't understand why I was dating my now boyfriend when he's a better match for me. I asked him to explain, and he basically went on about how he liked me first, he met me first, he's better looking, knows me better, he's taller than my boyfriend, and more successful. Which is not true. My boyfriend works aside from growing up in wealth, while Mark's entire life is funded by his parents' money LOL. He told me he doesn't understand how I can be with my boyfriend when he's always been around waiting for me. I was at a loss for words and asked him if he wanted me to be honest. He said yes. I told him that I would never want to date him, given how I've seen the way he treated his past girlfriends. He ghosts them when he feels like it, and just expects them to be there waiting. I told him he's too immature and irresponsible for me, and that dating him would be exhausting. I also explained that those reasons were why, over time, I started putting distance between us in our friendship, because I didn't like the way he treated the women in his life. When I was done, he was just quiet. He excused himself and left. I went home and went about my day. Later in the evening, our other friends started asking what I did to Mark, because he's been a wreck since lunch, drinking and not telling anyone what happened. I explained to them what happened, and they are saying I was harsh and that I broke him, blah blah blah. But I think someone had to tell him the truth. So Reddit fam, am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments before the mini update. Not the a-hole. Even if you had kinda liked him, I feel like declaring his feelings by being rude about your current partner is such a turn-off. He doesn't say anything meaningful or romantic about you, just that he thinks he's better than your actual boyfriend, so you should date him instead. So entitled. Right? Like it's a competition with another guy and he forgot the end goal. Maybe compliment the woman you're after, instead of complimenting yourself vis-a-vis her boyfriend? So tone-deaf. And zero self-awareness. This dude sounds like such a douche. It's the I met you first comment for me. So does that mean my mom's OBGYN has dibs on me? Get out of here with that BS. Did he ever ask you out? Or did he go straight to, your boyfriend sucks and you should be dating me instead? The first time he asked me out was when I was 14. I turned him down and I thought he'd let it go since we were just teens. But he brought it up now in this manner. Like I'm just supposed to go to him because he said so. Delusional final boss, I'll say. You didn't break him. His ego is just bruised. Rejection is a part of life and it's on him to learn from it. Not the a-hole. He did ask you to be honest and you gave him exactly that. Exactly. Honestly, sometimes people think the world owes them a romance just because they've been waiting. Nope, life doesn't work that way, LOL. She was just being real, and honestly, he needed that reality check. OP did an ungrateful entitled brat a favor no one else did for him. He might be too young or too stubborn to see it now, but maybe someday he will, and he will be thankful. Mark being the last born in his family, I don't think he's ever been told no before, and his entitlement just keeps growing as he aged. Maybe he'll have a life-changing moment that will actually change him, hopefully for himself. Now for the mini update. I didn't think this post would blow up so much. I'm trying to get through the comments and answer some questions. I was busy the whole day, so I just opened Reddit. Thank you all for the comments. Honestly, I'm so overwhelmed in a good way. Most are really funny. I've been laughing so much I woke my sister's baby LOL. I've sent my post to my friend, not associated with Mark, and our group chat is blowing up with more laughter. But in all seriousness, I'm thankful for the great comments and for the people giving advice on my safety. I'll definitely be more aware of my surroundings going forward. I don't know Mark as a violent person, but then again, this incident has proved that I may not know him as well as I thought I did. Mark is currently blocked from everything, and our mutual friends who are supporting him and calling me out are also blocked. This has also been a learning lesson for me, to distance myself a lot quicker next time I see red flags in future friendships. Thank you again, Reddit fam. If anything happens, I'll update you all, and I'll still be reading the comments and answering what I can. Next story. Am I the a-hole for saying okay when my partner threatened to move out and break up with me? Plus update. Original post. I've been with my partner nearly 2 years. He lives in my house, which I'm currently renting. We have blended our families, and there are several stepkids involved. When we moved in 6 months ago, I thought this was forever. I thought I'd found my soulmate. But after moving in, he changed very quickly. Nothing I did was good enough. He kept telling me things I needed to change, pointing out my flaws, and telling me why he was unhappy on a daily basis. I kept trying, but then it became him saying over and over, "Change or I will break up with you." There were things I needed to work on, of course. I have my healing to do, and I've been on a real journey. He has a lot of unhealed trauma too. He was cheated on in his marriage and has ADHD. Despite me changing and doing the deep work, something he hasn't done, he continued threatening to break up with me and move out with his stepkids multiple times. The last time, something broke in me. I sobbed for a whole weekend. I couldn't look the kids in the face. I loved him, so I decided to give him one last chance. This was on the basis that he promised never to do this again. I said if he did, we would be over. He said he understood. My trust was broken, so I asked that we slow down plans to move into our own place together or put him on a lease. He's reacted very badly to this. Every day he's lashing out, frightened, and saying he feels really insecure and that he's technically homeless and he and the kids have no physical security. I've asked him to repair and work on things together before we make big commitments, but he's continued these daily monologues of his pain. My voice has been lost. The other day, he asked for a final decision. I said, "No, not right now. Let's work on stuff, and hopefully soon." He said, "You either commit to moving in with me by the end of the day to a new place or put me on the lease, or I'm done. I'm moving out." I said no, informed him that he'd broken his promise and knew the consequences, that I accepted him, and that he has 2 weeks to move out. Now apparently I'm cruel and heartless, and it's my fault for not giving him commitment. That it would have been so easy to put him on the lease, that I've been denying him and the stepkids physical security, and that 2 weeks isn't enough time. I know he has disorganized attachment. I know he has trauma. I know he can't help it. But have I really caused this by not putting him on the lease when things were so unstable? Am I the a-hole? Comments before the mini update. Not the a-hole. What his pattern is manipulative and emotionally abusive. He would have continued to do that with you as long as you let him. You made it clear that this was inappropriate, and you were done putting up with him playing that kind of game every time he wanted to get his way. It's manipulative, and combined with all the criticism that only really started once he felt like he was comfortably safe in your home, he really was mistreating you. Don't let him manipulate you into thinking you were in the wrong here. It's more than likely things would only get worse with time. You deserve better. Your kids deserve better, and his kids deserve better as well, because he needs to learn this stuff is not appropriate before he starts doing it to them too. It's awful. He's so good with the kids. Kind, loving, caring, attuned. With me, he's totally different. The criticism did start when we moved in. It was so disorienting. Before that, I was the love of his life and his soulmate. He went from adoring me to seemingly hating me. Not the a-hole. You're literally just agreeing to his terms. He wanted this. If he doesn't want it anymore, he should say so and agree to your terms. Pretty simple here. The thing is, he doesn't want this. He says he did it out of desperation to get onto the house lease, that he wants a life with me. I've tried to explain that threats of abandonment are not the way to get what you want, that trust is earned and commitment follows. But apparently I'm dead wrong. And I wonder if I had just put him on the lease, would it all have been fine? So, he tried to manipulate you into doing what he wanted and is now blaming you because you didn't go along with his manipulations? From what you said, he's been doing this for the past 6 months. It was about all kinds of other things before it was about the house, which makes me think that even if you did put him on the lease, he'd be doing this about something else next. I think he's in a habit of toxic behavior to get what he wants. You said he's got a lot of trauma from his past, and that's unfortunate, but it's not your issue to fix. Now for the update. I wobbled and gave him a path back. I said if he can own what he's done, take true ownership, and commit to therapy. If we can slow right down, we can talk. Mistake. He said no, he's not working on anything unless he's on the lease. I said no. He said he needs to stay here until he can find a place to buy because he can't afford to rent on his own. And it's all my fault that he trusted me and I've let the kids down. I said no, we are here because you broke a promise. You knew what would happen if you did it again, and you did it anyway. You said you wanted to move out, again, and I accepted you. I'm sorry you hadn't thought about the logistics, but you can't stay here indefinitely until you buy somewhere. He screamed at me, said he was going to go freaking ballistic in a minute and that I didn't want that, then called me a freaking disgrace and said that I was freaking disgusting. So I guess that's that. Thanks everyone. You were right. Hard lesson learned. Last story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to spend time with my twin sister because she took my ex's side and insults me for not fighting for my ex when she broke up with me? My ex-girlfriend, 16 female, broke up with me, 16 male, in March. We dated for 2 years. She broke up with me 5 hours before our planned date by saying she wanted someone else. I was mad that she waited to tell me until right before our date, but I didn't try to change her mind or anything. My mom always told me if there's someone else, let go or let them go. It's never fair when someone in a relationship has feelings for someone else, and I listened to her advice. My twin sister was friends with my ex, but we had been really close too until then. She kept asking me why we broke up and why I didn't try to win her back. In May, she told me my ex didn't actually want us to break up, and there wasn't someone else. She just wanted me to chase her and fight for her. I said that was never happening and called it really childish, which pissed my sister off. Right after, my ex told me she didn't want us to break up and she was upset I didn't try winning her back. I got mad and said she broke up with me for someone else. She was like, "You knew that wasn't true. I just wanted you to fight for us and be that kind of boyfriend." In June, she actually dated a guy, and my sister kept telling me about them and saying it was my fault. I said no and mostly ignored her. After 2 or 3 weeks of me not caring, she started calling me an a-hole, a jerk, a craphead, a dumbass, and she said I was just like one of Taylor Swift's exes who couldn't accept his girlfriend wanting more. I tried talking to my sister to make her stop, but she was so firmly on my ex's side and so far up her butt she might as well have been dating her. I said that to her too, and she called me disgusting. And my sister still insults me every day over this. She is still crazy mad at me for not chasing after a girl who broke up with me and pretended to like someone else to try to make me fight. I even found out my ex wanted me to get into a fight with one of the guys to win her or some nonsense. And my sister was like, "Yeah, you should have done that." My parents know and told her to knock it off, but they're annoyed because I won't spend time with my sister or the whole family. I told them I'm tired, I don't want to deal with her, and I don't want to pretend we have each other's backs anymore, because she's got my ex's back only. My dad tried this man-to-man talk, where he said my sister and I need each other, and that one day we'll only have each other. I told him they should have made sure she learned that. He asked if I was just never going to have a relationship with her again, and I said hopefully. I told him she'd just find ways to bully me and pick fights with me when I don't do what she thinks I should. Mom talked to me after Dad and asked me if it hurt that my sister was taking my ex's side, and I said yeah. I also said there was nothing that would undo that, because this isn't just a thing that happened in March and is over. She's been torturing me over this for months after my ex broke up with me, and she even tried to help my ex make me jealous. Mom told me she would get it to stop, and I told her she might be wasting her time, because if not at home, my sister will do it in school. She told me to let them try at least. Dad still gets annoyed at me for not hanging out with my sister. Mom's better. She knows that my sister really hurt my feelings and told her that, but my sister brought up my ex's feelings. Dad was then like, "You're 85 minutes older, and you should look out for your sister and spend time with her." He keeps telling me to think about when I'll regret being done with her. Am I the a-hole? So instead of fixing their bully of a kid, they are attacking the victim of said bullying and think the victim should be fixing it? Man, your parents suck as parents and as people. Not the a-hole. My mom came around to see why I felt the way I did. She's trying to do the fixing, but I don't think she can fix this. My sister's clearly chosen a side and it wasn't mine. Show your dad the post and let him read the comments. Good for your mom for standing up for you. She's being a good parent. Your dad, on the other hand, is being a bad father. You never have to date someone you don't want to. If it's over, it's over. At 16, it feels difficult, but the golden rule is, if you have to chase them, they aren't worth catching. I imagine your sister is friends with her and is doing the immature girly thing of automatically being on the side of her friend, even when it's obvious to everyone else she's on the wrong side. Sometimes we fall out with family. If your sister doesn't get her head out of her butt, she'll find it's for the long term. I don't think everyone knows she was wrong. Her friends outside of my sister are on her side and think she's right because they have this weird idea that for a guy to really be worth something, he has to fight for you. I'm not getting arrested for someone, like when she wanted me to attack someone over her, or turning into an idiot by chasing after her. What's to stop her from doing this again to make me fight for her? It's freaking nuts. You're very mature for your age, and I don't mean this in a condescending way. Seriously, I wish I had half your wits when I was 16, Limau. You're absolutely right. I have zero patience for chasing games as well. It's toxic and can get you into serious trouble. Plus, you have a ton of time to meet other, better partners. Ones who won't expect you to act like a caveman. Stick to your guns and don't just blindly chase after a relationship where you're forced to play idiotic games.